You're listening to One Family, What's God Doing? Where we explore what God's doing in YWAM locations throughout Virginia. We can't wait for you to find out what God's doing today.
Welcome back to What's God Doing? And this month we're going to be giving you a taste of some of the courses in YWAM Virginia Learn. Now, if you're not familiar with YWAM Virginia Learn, last year we unveiled a learning platform where we're working to make it possible for you to learn more about who God is, who He's made you to be, and what that means for your life. And these courses span everything from going deep into Scripture to talk about how God created our bodies and what fitness looks like, and even ways, simple ways, to connect with God today. We're starting things off with a lesson from our course called Origins and Worldview, taught by Russel Joyner, and this goes right to the beginning.
The Bible opens up with this sentence: Bereshit bara Elohim, ath hashemayim ve'ath haaretz. It often gets translated into English as, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And that's how the story gets launched. That's the beginning point. The subject of the verb is Elohim. That's a noun. It's an ancient noun. The word means a deity or the deity, a god or the god. The context will tell you. In modern terms, it's the generic name of God. It's not just a Hebrew word. Elohim is a Hebrew expression, but it was also used in almost all the languages around them. It's an ancient Semitic word. So it was widespread. For 1,000 miles, you could use the word Elohim. It did not necessarily mean the God of the Hebrews. It meant a God, the God, our God, your God. So if you ask somebody, do you believe in Elohim? The next question was, which Elohim? And so it was a generic word. Later on, we'll look at some of the brand names. God has a brand name. I pronounce it Yahweh. We'll get there when we look at Exodus. The generic name is Elohim. Elohim, the deity, a deity. In this context, it indicates that in the beginning, God created. So this is identifying, there's an Elohim, He made this stuff. He created this stuff. So which God am I talking about? The God who created. Genesis 1:1 doesn't tell us everything about God. But as you read the Bible page by page, episode by episode, story by story, you learn something more every time, a little bit more. And so God is progressively revealing Himself. He's little bit by little bit telling us about His nature, His character, what He does, what He plans to do, and what He wants us to do in response. That's called progressive revelation. And that's really how the Bible operates. We aren't told everything in that first verse, but we are told this: there is an Elohim. He exists. And He created everything that we know. Then we go on from there. So that's what you'll do in 12 weeks, is see that progressive revealing. So that you get to the last book of the Bible, and the original title of the last book of the Bible is Apocalypsis to Yesu, the apocalypse of Jesus, the revealing of Jesus, the revelation of Jesus. That's the last book of the Bible. So that we started with just a brief revealing of the Creator God, and we finish with a full exposure, a full revealing, a full pronunciation of who is this God? Well, it's Jesus, and guess what? He's coming back. So that's the way it ends. What we're doing this week is the origin of all things, the beginning of stuff, and an understanding of worldview to help you develop your view of this world created by God and understand how you process reality and how you process the Bible. We want to help you view the Bible in a way where you get the most from it and you trust in it increasingly. And so we'll be dealing with origins and having a biblical worldview, having a healthy worldview of God, of Scripture, and the people around you.
If you enjoyed these sessions, we would love for you to dive even further in. Go into the description to learn how you can do so and how you can even help to build this out for future students. We're really grateful that you took the time to watch, and for journeying with us as we together as one family explore what it means to know God and make Him known.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of One Family, What's God Doing? If you'd like to learn more about what God's doing in Virginia, visit us at ywamva.org and join us next week for more stories of God at work.